What's going on, guys? In this video, we're going to go through some screenshots of a recent interaction that I had and show you guys how you can avoid manipulation tactics and avoid letting women into your life that are going to cause drama and basically unneeded stress. So we're going to outline some red flags or signs to look for after a first, second, third date, etc. Basically, in the beginning, when you first start seeing a girl, things to look out for. And if you start noticing these things, it's usually better to just walk away to save both you guys the stress and headache. So we're going to jump straight into this. I'm going to edit out any private information so that way we can go through the screenshots. I can kind of give you guys a breakdown, and hopefully this would be of value to some people who are going through a similar situation or might run into a similar situation in the future. So to give you guys some context, this is a girl that I met through Cold Approach. We had probably an hour and a half interaction. Interaction went good, exchanged numbers, exchanged Instagrams, had a follow-up date the following week. And this is the texting interaction that kind of picks up when I'm trying to schedule a follow-up, basically our second date or our third time meeting, because I met her through Cold Approach. We'd already met before our actual first date. So I'm not going to read everything. You guys can pause and read. I'm just going to kind of outline this stuff. Otherwise, this video is going to be super long. So obviously just ask her what she has going on. So I'm trying to schedule the plans. I'm trying to be direct and lead and just see when she's free. And she begins with kind of the childish stuff. It's not being direct and the only if you want to see me again. And just to give you guys context, I had already made it very clear that I planned on seeing her again. And she's just doing this trying to seek validation and getting me to say, yes, I want to see you, instead of just making plans like a normal adult. So I let her know that I would have been glad to come over last weekend. It was just the fact that she was busy. And I let her know that I was cool with that, wasn't tripping. And I was just saying that to let her know that I planned on seeing her again. I wasn't just trying to have one date and ghost her. Because at the end of the day, despite what people may think about me because of my Cold Approach videos, etc., I actually do try to treat girls good. I just won't be a nice guy. I try to be a gentleman, but I'm not going to be a nice guy because women will walk all over you and take advantage of you, disrespect you, and not have any sort of attraction for you. And the saying that nice guys finish last did not come from nowhere. So you don't want to be a nice guy, but I will be a gentleman. And so the following Friday, mind you, on Wednesday, she just texted me saying she wanted to see me. Mind you, I live an hour away from this girl. I go out there on the weekends to film content. She knows this. So she knows I'm not going to come out there on Wednesday or Thursday. She knows I'm coming out on Friday, Saturday. So Friday rolls around. I'm like, what's up, punk? Just joking around. Some girls respond good to that, some girls don't. It's all in good fun. It's just teasing each other, and a lot of guys can't handle that. They'll like fail a shit test just because a girl wants to tease a little bit or make some snarky remarks as like a joke or a shit test. And at the end of the day, if you can match that humor, if you can match the sarcasm, then it just turns into fun banter. But back to the screenshots. And I'm literally asking, do you want me to come over tonight? I don't know how much more direct and clear that I can be. And she goes, if meet up before, maybe you got to hit me up, not last minute. Like, you literally just texted me that you wanted to see me. And she goes, on Wednesday, I said that. If a girl's already making follow-up plans difficult and complicated and just adding stress to your life after a first date, just say okay and just be done with it. I'm trying to be understanding because I will be out there the following night. So if she wants to see me the following night, cool, we can go out, we can have a good night, we can hang out, whatever. And at that point, it would have been fine if she just like didn't text back and not say anything. But instead of that, she goes, I could have tidied up my crib and I don't know, have respect for someone coming over. Just keep your place clean. I don't understand girls that are like that. They constantly make excuses about their place being dirty, but never just take the time to clean it. She's one of those girls. So it's like, you can't even keep your place clean to where it's presentable enough to bring someone over, and like that's your excuse. And then she adds in, plus I'm with my girl right now at the bar. Okay, like that's totally fine. If you want to hang out with your girl at the bar instead of getting your place organized so I can come over, that's fine. But that's where you stand on my list of priorities now. And you guys need to take this into consideration. This is the psychology aspect that you guys need to learn about dating. If a girl's not going to make you a priority, if a girl's going to sit there and be like, oh, well, I didn't even bother to clean up my place, so you can't come over. Sorry. It's not like I'm some amazing dude who doesn't get rejected or doesn't get bad treatment from girls. You guys are witnessing it. I'm putting it out there as raw and unfiltered as can be. I'm obviously going to edit out the private information, but this is what you guys got to understand. And a lot of guys would be getting reactive because, Cold approached the girl, we got along, follow-up date went good, etc. She's saying she wants to see me, and then she starts playing games. A lot of guys would get reactive like, oh, why don't you want to see me? When am I going to be able to see you? I miss you, blah, blah, blah. And in all honesty, just keep your cool. Be chill, be stoic, and at the end of the day, you're saving yourself a headache, because if a girl's acting like this after one date, and we're going to get into the further screenshots, but if she's acting like this after one date, imagine what it's going to be like after 3 months. So the following night, I had posted that I was at this nice rooftop bar making content, and I took a girl on a date because she's acting like she can't just take a little bit and clean up her apartment and have somebody over. So I went on a date with another girl. That's what you guys should do too. And you guys are going to see how she reacted. She texts me, oh, are you in the city? Are you in the city that I'm in? And I text her back when I was done with my date. I said, yeah, I am. And she goes, I wish I could have seen you. And I'm very direct with my communication. This is something that a lot of guys screw up. They try to be overly fancy with texting, and it works in the beginning. Don't get me wrong. It might keep a girl entertained and keep her emotionally invested. It might be fun for her in the beginning to banter through text messages and shit like that. But it's going to burn out eventually, because it's going to start seeming like you don't really have that much going on outside of just winning her approval, texting her back, waiting for her reply, etc. So I text back, you can. And she's like, where are you at right now? It's past 1 a.m. So in my mind, I'm thinking she's getting ready to head back to her house, and she's like asking me if I'm close nearby so I can come over. It wasn't like it was hours upon hours later. And then she does the whole bitch, that ain't true. And at that point, I'm just like, not only are you probably drunk and you're just saying stupid stuff and being disrespectful, because there's a difference between banter and just crossing the line and being disrespectful. And that's why I just respond with, you're tripping. Because first off, I know she's not talking to me that way. And I've been nice up to this point. I've been trying to schedule dates with you. I've been understanding of your schedule. I haven't called out the fact that I think it's completely outrageous that you live in a manner where you're embarrassed to bring people over to your house, and you can't even set aside the time to then clean up your place to bring someone over and use that as an excuse on why you can't bring people over. And to look at the girl, you would never think that, because she's a very well presented girl, very pretty girl. But a lot of these girls, then you go see the way that they live, and it's like they can't even put in a little bit of effort to just make their house not smell like cat piss. And I'm sorry if that's putting somebody on blast, but at this point, I truly don't care, because I'm trying to give you guys real life, raw, unfiltered advice that could help you guys, because there's plenty of girls out there that are doing this shit to guys, stringing them along, doing these little manipulative tactics and shit like that. And you guys fall for it because you don't know any better. So I'm here to teach you guys and get you out of that bullshit. And at this point, I was thinking about honestly just not texting back and just ghosting her, because the whole bitch you're tripping stuff, like I don't really play that. Like I said, there's a difference between banter and playing around, and then you get into the disrespectful stuff. And then I think she realized that, and she tries to hit me with the, please note I'm just teasing the shit out of you. And then she replies, you're annoying as fuck, and like continues. And you know what? At this point, most guys would get emotionally reactive and like say some like defensive shit. So I just put laughing emojis and ask if she's sober enough for me to come over. Or is this just gonna wait for a different night? Because at this point, it's like, what are we even doing? You asked me where I'm at. I told you where I'm at. I asked if you wanted me to come over. You're not telling me. It's like these games. And granted, this girl is in her early 20s. All girls in their early 20s are not this immature and play these manipulative tactic bullshit games, guys. The reason why I texted, I'm getting ready to head back to my hometown if you don't let me know what's up, is because I obviously say, where are you at? Because I'm trying to talk about this in person. I'm not going to text her about a serious conversation, anything like that, because she's starting to say, like, why me? I'm getting self conscious, blah, blah, blah. You're great at what you do. And she's like, just kind of wondering why I'm interested in her instead of all the other girls. So I'm just like, where are you at? Let me come to you. Let's talk about this. And if we're not going to talk about this like adults, I'm just going to go back home, and then, like, that's it. I don't know if she wanted to call my bluff or what, but she turned her notifications off. On iPhones, you can see when someone turns their notifications off. And then she posted a picture of where she was at on her Instagram story, but didn't tag the location. She just posted a picture of her playing pool. And she was hoping that I started calling her and blowing up her phone, like, where you at? I'm trying to see you. Or you out with somebody else, blah, blah, blah. And I just went home and didn't text her back. Like, you guys have to remain unreactive. You guys have to not let these girls get to you, because at the end of the day, that's the only thing they have. And if you show that you're an emotionally reactive guy and you can't just not take it seriously or just blow it off or just straight up not text back and ignore it, you fail the shit test. And a lot of girls will just straight up lose interest in guys that fail their shit tests. So at this point, she's like, I ain't trying to interrupt your night with your new girl or content and stuff. She literally just texted me saying, I wish I could have seen you. And I just call it out at this point. I said, I think you're acting weird. I've put plenty of effort into seeing you, and I think you're just playing weird games. I genuinely just don't have the patience for this stuff. So if you ever deal with a girl like this, or you have dealt with a girl like this, trust me, guys, it is way less stress to just ignore it and not text back. If anything in this situation has reminded you of a girl that you're dealing with, or a girl that you might come across in the future, guys, this is why it's so important that you learn cold approach. And if you do want to do online dating, this is why it's so important that you get your dating profiles on point and actually put effort into the way that you're presenting yourself to the people who see your dating profile, and actually put effort into the way that you're presenting yourself to the people that see you on a regular basis. Because at the end of the day, we treat people the way they present themselves. And extremes are often good ways to make points. So I'll say, you see the way people treat homeless people versus the way people treat a well-dressed businessman. There's been plenty of social experiments on the internet that have proved that. And the way you present yourself to people is the way that they're going to treat you. If you present yourself as a confident man who doesn't get emotionally reactive and is stoic and isn't going to flip out and let somebody emotionally manipulate them, then it comes off a lot different and you get treated a lot different than guys who allow that shit. The guys who allow the manipulation, the guys who allow girls to act like this, to treat them like this, are the ones who get caught up in the toxic relationships and don't have the confidence to leave and don't have the confidence to go out there and find a better option because they don't have the social skills or the confidence to do so. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to teach people. I'm trying to give people the tools and the social skills and really the knowledge to just go out in the world and be able to be social and not solely rely on dating apps. At the end of the day, a lot of people are going to use dating apps, and I think it's important that you put effort into your profile so you're not just throwing your money away on the apps. But it's important that you work on your communication skills, because I'll tell you guys this: if you get good at cold approaching, if you get good at having conversations with people that you're just coming across in your everyday life, then running a date is so much easier. It's like easy mode because you're already used to conversations. If you could have non-logical banter, bullshit conversations with almost anybody, then you can run a date so much easier. And if you get better, if you practice running dates, then you just get better and better. It's a learned skill that you can improve on over time. 6 months down the road, I'm still dealing with this girl. What do you think the relationship's gonna be like, or situationship, whatever it turns into? What do you think the dynamic's going to be like? It'll be nothing but chaos. And a lot of guys don't catch this shit early on because they don't have enough reference experience to know that it's crazy. And then at this point, I realized that, yeah, she's just drunk and rambling. But at the same time, this is definitely stuff that like has been pent up that she hasn't been saying. And that's why she's like acting weird trying to make plans with me. Instead of calling me on the phone and talking about it, instead of asking if we can hang out and like talk about this stuff, she's saying she wants to see me, but then turning around and not allowing me to see her and like crashing out via text message. And you don't want to deal with girls that are like this. This is the kind of girl that will be in the same room as you and then go to a different room and try to text you about a problem that she's upset instead of talking to you face to face about it. I'm telling you guys that right now. You do not want to get emotionally invested in a girl like this, because just because she's pretty, it's not like the girl's ugly. She's hot. The thing is, it doesn't matter because she's going to stress you out. There's always other attractive women out there. Just go out. Go out of the house. You're always going to see other hot girls. They're everywhere. At the end of the day, honestly, guys, they're everywhere. And the better you get at communication, the better you get at talking to people, you're going to realize it's not really that hard to meet people. It's not really that hard to meet an attractive girl when you actually know what you're doing. When you work on the skill set, when you're locked in, when you have someone guiding you, it's not really that hard, guys. And what I'll leave you with is Imagine if the situation was flipped and I was sitting here saying to her, I don't even know what you see in me. All these other guys are better than me, and you could have all these other guys, but I'm just this dumb guy. Like, she would instantly get the ick and ghost me. But the thing is, when you hold women to the even remotely the same accountability that they will hold you to, they can't accept it. They can't handle it at all. And I'm not going to allow myself to get emotionally invested and continue giving my time to someone who's going to act like this. Whether she's sober or not doesn't matter. And I think that's a big thing with girls with accountability is when they're drunk, they don't want to have accountability for anything. There's so many girls that will try to say, well, I was drunk, so you can't record a POV video of me in public. That's not how the laws work. You're admitting to public intoxication by saying that you were too drunk to have a conversation with someone in a public setting. There's no logical or rational thought that goes through a lot of these girls' head. It's purely based on emotion. It's emotion, the fact that she's upset about something, so she's then gonna lash out. It's emotion, the fact that she was feeling insecure, and now she wants to take that out on me and basically manipulate me into trying to over pursue her, seek her validation, tell her over and over I want to see her. Guys, this is stuff that you're going to see over and over when you deal with certain personality types. And the earlier you can catch it, the better you'll be off, because at this point, I can be done with it. Like I said, one date and that was it. Instead of 3 months into it, 6 months into it. There's been plenty of times in the past when I've ignored red flags like this because I didn't know what to look for. And you end up getting emotionally invested in a girl that you have no business being with to begin with. And that's why at the end of the day, it's not just important to learn cold approach and being able to get girls and retain girls. It's important to learn the different personality types and figure out what girl is going to be a good fit for you. Because there's a lot of girls out there that are single for a reason, and it's not really by choice. It's because the guys that they're interested in see the problems that they're bringing to the table, see the stress that they're going to cause them, and don't want anything to do with it. And then the guys that are actually interested in girls like that, the girls don't want anything to do with him because he's not on the level of the guy who she actually wants. That's kind of a long explanation of the 80-20 rule, where 80% of girls want 20% of guys. Kind of proves it. But this video is running a little long, so we're going to wrap it up here. I'll leave you guys with that.